In comparison to his competition, Miyamoto Iori just puts them in the fucking grave. If you have a unit that has a trait, but the rest of their kit is dog shit, you are going to pick Iori over them. Probably 9 times out of 10. Other Buster Saber welfares that came out is put at a fucking funeral home. Iori shits on Brave Liz, like, to the point it's not even fair, and a single buff isn't going to do anything. Like, we are talking like rework of kit for Brave Liz to come anywhere close to this servant. Brave Liz was like a stat stick like that kind of had a good MP. It did good damage because the only other option was like a Bedivere MP5. Iori both matches Saber Liz damage and also doesn't have a Gimp 3rd skill. He almost has the Melisande problem where his skills do way more than their cooldown should allow them to. And then he also like is just a good fucking servant. I'm never gonna stop shitting on Brave Liz because they made like one of the worst design characters like I've ever seen in a video game. All right, let's talk about the protagonist for Samurai Remnant. Base attack, literally a point shy of 10k. I have 0 complaints. Sabers don't have a positive modifier for damage, but he doesn't need it. Being a welfare, let alone being a Saber and having this high attack, is outstanding. It is so fucking good. As you can see, at level 100, he is like competing with 5 stars for stats. Am I saying to grail him? Not yet. It depends on your account. But this character is just really good. And it starts with this number here. Foes, grails, they're all gonna just make him shine even better. HP, it's not the highest, but it's not really a focus. He has the survivability he needs, which is probably why his HP is lower. Like, if this was on a 5-star, this would be abysmal HP. Like, level 90 HP being 11k, that is abysmal. But welfare, again, and then level 80, it's manageable. These hit counts are outstanding. Quick is the weakest one, but everything else is above average. Arts and Buster you don't really care about except for Star Gen, but extra attack and arts cards are above average. MP charge 0.42%. It's because of these arts cards being the way they are. Otherwise, the gain probably would be higher, especially because he's a Buster unit. But he's also supposed to be critting on these arts cards. Like, it's actually going to be really hard for him not to be critting on these arts cards, which is why the gain is the way they are. Zenobia is kind of the same way. Like, her base gain is low, but she's also like a crit servant and spamming her MP, so it's fine. First skill, again, I can't believe all of this is on a 6-turn cooldown. Like, yes, the numbers aren't the highest, 500% star weight, but that's all Sabers really need unless you're like bringing them with other units that have star weight. 30% crit damage, it's not the highest, but it's, again, he is a Buster unit, so he'll be double stacking this shit. 30% crit damage, 10 stars, and then 50% mental debuff resistance. 50 is not the number they usually give for this. The usual number is like in the 30s, 20s. 50 off the rip at max level, that is, again, you double stack this with Koinskaya, and then you have this and then magic resist people have to get through. It's going to be hard for him to get sleep, charmed, or just debuff like this stuff in general. Terror, confusion. a lot of this stuff, like 50% is enough that most of it isn't gonna land in the first place. 100% plus magic resist is almost overkill. Like they will need to debuff him first, like debuff his resistance before like he actually can get stopped. This is not stun. He does not have stun immunity. But it's everything else that would be considered as a stun besides Pigify. Second skill, 30% battery, 20% attack, more star, or this is his star bomb skill, and 1000 burn. Again on a 6 turn. The 30% battery means that now Bedivere, if he is not like an MP5 Bedivere, now has a buster unit that is easily accessible that can just do the job much better. This is, and I like, if you did the last lotto, Bedivere was a very, very common servant that was used. So now you have a 4-star that was doing Bedivere's like role, but doing it even better now. Yes, there are other Saber servants that could have done what Bedivere was doing, but they were gacha, and you weren't guaranteed to have them ready to go. Unfortunately, the battery isn't 30 static like Bedivere's, but it's fine. You get so much other offensive power that is able to be, maybe not in multi-core, you're not double stacking abilities, but you're gonna have the raw power that Bedivere just didn't have. Like Bedivere didn't have an attack buff because he was a 3-star. His attack buff wouldn't have mattered as much as an MP damage up, because you are more likely to have MP5 on a welfare than you are grailing a welfare all the way up to 90 or 100, where an attack buff would matter. The burn makes it so like he has synergy with Honey Lake, but it's just something nice he can do. I wouldn't bank all your strategy just off this burn, because if this burn doesn't stick, you're kind of shit out of luck until it comes off cooldown. And again, it's only a 3-turn burn, so unless you have command codes as well, this still isn't going to have the best uptime, again, unless you're double stacking with Vitch. But yeah, still hard to believe that this is all on a 6-turn. Like the 30 battery and the attack should have been a 6-turn. This is just extra shit. This is extra shit he didn't need. Third skill, Omni buff. And this is very, very relevant to Yui, who I haven't made a video about, but TLDR, having a rainbow buff is very, very good for Yui, or having quick and buster up specifically. It makes Yui's MP that much stronger and makes it really shine for multi-core. 20 up for each of these is going to just make all these cards feel better. It's going to make the arts crits feel really good, even though he's not normally going to be getting Castoria buffs. 500 damage cut for 3 turns doesn't sound like a lot, but I believe this is the same buff that Musashi got with her hit counts. It was just like 500 damage cut flat. Let's check. No, Musashi is 1,000, but Musashi's also a 5-star. 500 damage cut. It might not seem like a lot, but it's not hit based like a lot of other units are that have like 2,000 damage cut, but it's for 3 hits. When he's solo, this can't be used up. He will just be taking less damage if he takes damage at all. That is more for early game content where he wouldn't take damage at all, but it could still happen just from like stray crits, or it's gonna stop stray crits from actually killing him. Just not like, don't bank on to do that. He also gets 2 attacks, 3 turns of evasion. It's standard Saber's survivability. They don't get invul nearly as much as they just get dodge. which is also why most archers have sure hit. Again, 6-turn cooldown. This is a lot of shit he's double stacking. Crit damage, attack, hard buffs. He's only missing MP damage and traits. That's the only thing he doesn't have, but he has so much of this shit, he doesn't need that. Passives, magic resist B, 17.5%. Riding B, 8% quick. Having this high magic resist means that, like, even if he's not double stacking, he's still probably not going to get charmed or sleeped or any of this stuff most of the time. It can still happen if it's over 100% base chance, but you don't see that often unless it's like a challenge quest or a break bar or something along those lines. It's like the game has already coded it that this is going to land no matter what. He's a welfare. You are going to get all these coins. The anti-saber honestly makes so much goddamn sense, because if you play through Samurai Remnant, you like one of the most common things that is said is that Iori was born in the wrong time. He is a fighter at heart, so he would want to be testing his mettle against other sabers. Like, I don't want to spoil Samurai Remnant. If you haven't played it, you should really play the game. It's very nice for a Fate fan. And then we have the MP double Tsubame Gaishi. 6-hit buster, single target, quick up, buster up with ramp up. This is definitely something Bedivere did not have. So now, like, on turn 3, if you don't get any buster cards, he is gonna have 60 up from his MP, and another 20 from here. He's gonna have 80% buster up, along with the crit damage, everything. And he also drops stars as the OC. He gets sure hit as well, and it's gonna be MP 5. Skills. These are honestly typical Saber mats. The only thing you might have trouble is these at the end, or if you just have gone through like a lotto and stuff and you just don't have the mats. There's nothing that screams egregious like, holy shit, why do I have to go through this pain? Like, it's not like he has the mats from like Lost Belt 7, Trom, Paper Moon. He doesn't have any of those like really high demand mats like the ceremonial knives that Takeru has. That's gonna like stop you from leveling this character. As long as you play through the game, it's either you have them or you use them recently. Like, these are common mats. I stand corrected, but he has it on the appends. That's the thing that's okay. If you have shit like this on the append, you're not expected to have like all the mats you need for the appends. Like, yes, he's a welfare. You're gonna have all these appends unlocked, but almost no one has all the appends maxed out for all their characters. That it like it's literally double the mat requirements, and a lot of it is the newer mats, not the older ones that people get stuck on because they haven't had the years to farm them. Getting to at least 8 isn't going to be that bad, but this is going to be a hurdle for some people if they have a lot of units like Kremhild that came up after Trom, and they just shove like mats like this down people's throats. So many servants need this because it's a low rarity mat. Bonsi, quick up, buster up, MP damage for the party while he's on the field. You are going to stop using older characters because of this servant. Straight up. You might stop using some 5 stars. It depends on how high your investment is on 5 stars. but he actually, like, he legitimately has like almost a 5 stars kit. If this was 30, this was 1,000, these were 30, and this was 50, I would be thinking I'm looking at a 5-star, not a 4-star. Certainly not a welfare that you're guaranteed to get MP5 as long as you play through the event. Like, this is like Takeru and then Iori are the first characters that get released this year. Granted, you have Yui and Ushigozen too, came out at the same time. I know there's some contention with Ushigozen, but I'll talk about that another time. But this is such a this is the bar. This is the welfare bar for this year. This is the servant everyone is gonna be comparing to for every other welfare that comes out this year. Summer is gonna be a fact. If we get Christmas, that's gonna be a fact too. Halloween, probably. And maybe one other welfare if they're feeling frisky. Like, for 4 stars, like, it is really pushing the game towards, it's either you have a trait and the rest of your kit is on the weaker side, or you don't have a kit and your kit is just cracked. Older welfares like Saber Liz are going to need buffs to like ever justify choosing them over a servant like this, because it's not like Saber Liz is in the best spot to begin with. He doesn't provide any AoE buffs that would make you want to choose her over anyone else. And yeah, like, might as well just show the damage. Where are you, Iori? These are all the single targets. Funny how they don't say Trunk Sisters. 63,000. He literally outdamages a character that has a mana burst. Even if it's not a full mana burst, she still has a 50% mana burst, 40% mana burst. And he outdamages that. And all of his buffs are 3 turns. None of them are 1 turn. Not even the MP ramp up. And then he also does crit damage on top of that. He definitely doesn't do crit. And this, you are giving up your MP. You literally have to pop this skill at full and then pop a Koyanskaya battery to let her do, like, even do this. And you only have a 20% chance of landing either one of these. And this one is 1 turn. This one is 3 turns. Like, even compared to Karna, like, kind of shits on Karna, but that's more to do with Karna's skills being messed up than Iori. Bedivere, even MP5 outdamages. However, if you grail Bedivere, that's going to be a different story, because the stats will be closer. But he's not power creeping the arts single targets, because they just have better supports. Like Buster, he is leading the pack at this point. He's going to lead the pack for any multi-core or single core farming. For more tanky or challenge quests, you have Roland, but you're probably going to use an arts single target saber for a challenge quest than you would a Buster, just because they have usually, like, arts has better supports. Man, I love Samurai Remnant, and I'm happy that Lasagna is showing Samurai Remnant the respect it deserves. But god damn, is it making everyone else look bad? All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.